Bravery is a skill, not a personality trait, and it is the fastest, most powerful skill to creating the career and life you really want. I'm Nicole Steinbach, the International Bravery Coach and your host. I'm a former global senior director in the tech industry who's worked in over 25 countries. I'm now a certified and proven coach serving professional women like you all over the world. My promise is that you will stress less, work less, and then earn more. The Celebrate Brave podcast is for you, so make sure you subscribe for weekly Brave inspiration, including proven frameworks for career and life success, my answers to your listener questions, and powerful conversations with my clients and other brave leaders. You are already brave. You can define what brave means for you and your goals and build your brave. In fact, you're already in the right place. So let's dive in. Today, we're going to talk about the feeling, the question, really? Is this it? And this builds upon so many other episodes of the Celebrate Brave podcast. And I saw this quote recently. It said something along the lines of, hey, remember, at least one part of your life is the result of a dream and a goal you set in the past. And I'm going to add to that by saying, and you don't have to stay here. I'm going to share some examples from my own life from the last, let's say, 2 years about getting to this point, setting a goal, accomplishing the goal, being really excited and really proud about it. And then later, something alters within me or within the situation. And the feeling of, really? Is this it? Begins to creep in. And the reason I really want to talk about this is because I see it all over the place right now. As I'm recording this in 2023, we've been through massive economic and emotional, societal upheavals and shifts, family upheavals and shifts. All of us have. And we've done really big work. And we need to be proud of that. We get to be proud of that. I am so proud of myself and my family, my friends, my community, my clients. And I really hope you are proud of yourself too. And also, I am seeing so many conversations in my business with my clients, in my communities that I'm a part of, even in my neighborhood and in my family and friends, of this moment of decision. And I love a really good friend of mine who did not give me permission to say her name on this podcast, but she said something so brilliant. And I want to share it with you. She said something like, is this really dissatisfaction? And is this satisfaction a problem? Do I always have to be going after the next thing? And also, but I don't want to accept this like permanent feeling of acceptable, low grade dissatisfaction. And as we continued talking, she said something along the lines of, I want to feel content. And I said, not disillusioned. And that's really what we're talking about today. So we're holding two things at the same time. One, so proud of everything that you have created. Your life right now is the result of goals and dreams from your past, from who you were. And we get to be really proud of that. You get to be really proud of that. I am really proud of myself. And also, our goals and dreams, we get to make them, you know what? I don't want to use the word bigger. That's what I wrote in the notes, but I don't want to use the word bigger. I want to use the word in this moment. Yes, braver. And also ever more ourselves, ever more you, ever more me. We get to set goals and have dreams that weren't possible before we reached the goal and the dream we have right now. So if you are currently feeling anywhere, but particularly in your career, this feeling of really, is this it? You really want to listen to this one. So I'm going to share a few examples that I've heard in the last few months, and then I'm going to share some examples from my own life of this. Really? Is this it? Okay. One of my clients, she got her promotion. She's earning more. She's having greater influence. And now she has come back and said, hey, I'd really like to continue working together again. I want to do a new package because I reached this goal. I'm looking around and I'm thinking, is this really it? Do I want to go to the next level? Is this really it? Is this what I want to spend my time with? Spreadsheets? Is this really it? Because now I'm further away from making direct impact. So she reached her goal and we celebrate that. And now, a few quarters later, she's asking herself, really? Is this it? Another example, a dear friend of mine purchased her first piece of property. And this was a really exciting moment for her because for whatever reason, her long-term partner hasn't entered her life yet. And so she made the decision to buy this property on her own. And that is amazing. That took a lot of strength, took a lot of bravery. It took a lot of clarity and a lot of stepping into the woman she wants to be in a way that was very unexpected for her 5 years or 10 years earlier. And now she has this home. She's made it her own. And everyone walks in and says, oh, this is so beautiful. I mean, she's amazing at design. But when she enters into the rooms now, she says, really? Is this it? Because she's grown through home ownership. She's grown through some career activities. She's grown from really settling into the woman who does not wait for a partner to accomplish major life goals. And so now her question is, really? Is this it? I'm so excited to see where both of these people, both of these incredible women go. And for me, in the last year, I had so many moments. As I was writing this down, I was like, oh my gosh, I have a page of moments. So I'm going to share some of them with you. So many of you know I moved a couple of miles about a year ago. It was a moment where I looked at the home that I had purchased and had made it possible for me to exit my global senior director role at a major tech organization and start my own business. And had made our pandemic experience with 2 small kids much more enjoyable. A large yard, almost a complete playground back there, right? And I realized I don't like this house. This house does not work for me and for us anymore. Really? Is this it? And I have the privilege to make a choice to say, hey, I bought this house. This house facilitated big life changes, big unexpected life changes. And now this isn't what I want anymore. Really? Is this it? Another example, I realized throughout the pandemic that I was in a lot of very unequal relationships. Really? Is this it? A lot of people calling me to get support, to bounce questions off of me, who were too busy when I called them. who assumed I had the answers for myself and I didn't need to talk to them about it. People who said to me, well, I mean, you've had more success. You've earned more money. You've been married longer. You have more kids. Bop, 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 bop. That's unequal. People who I supported, people who I helped from the goodness of my heart and from the relationship that we had to recraft their resume and utilize LinkedIn better and interview practice and all of those things that are part of my business. And then I found out that they had these amazing new roles or were moving cross country or on LinkedIn. Really? Is this it? Now, I love these people, and these people actually love me. So there was a lot of clarifying conversations, and some of those relationships have totally shifted. And some of them are in a pause. Let's call them in a hiatus, because who knows what life will bring. And some of those relationships ended. And if you want to know how I did that, it was the crucial conversations. And I have an entire podcast episode about that. Another example, and this is a fun one. Ready? I talked about two massive ones, but here's a fun one. I hate my couch. I was sitting on my couch and I had been looking for a new couch, but it had been kind of like, what do I want? And then figured I was going to move house and the room would be different. And then we got into it. And I'm one of those people who really likes to let like the energetics and the feeling of the room over time inspire me for how I want to set it up. So I'm sitting on this couch and I just look around and I think, I hate this couch. I hate everything about this couch. I like desperately hate this couch. And within a few months, and that's fast for me when I make a big investment, within a few months, this gorgeous modular green velvety kind of couch was delivered to my house. Really? Is this it? I loved my original couch when I first bought it. It was exactly what my family needed. And then one day, really, I hate this couch. Another example on my list is I realized I was vacationing for other people. The kids have grown, they're much older, they can do a lot of things, but really? Is this it? I was eating food that I don't enjoy. And as somebody with an eating disorder, I've been in recovery for over a decade, but I know better than that. Really? Is this it? I was reading based on other people's happy lists. What a strange thing to do. My biggest hobby, and I'm not doing it based on what's interesting to me. Really? Is this it? So if you are really feeling into this and you are like, yes, I've been asking myself this. I have also been wondering, am I to experience a permanent feeling of just acceptable dissatisfaction? I want to be contented, not disillusioned. I want to be in enjoyment, not in strife. I've got the solution for you. Are you ready? You probably want to have paper and pen. So let's get into it. Ready? So we're going to go through my Build Your Brave framework. Now, if you are new or you want a refresher, remember, I go through every framework in season 3, not every framework, every main framework in season 3. So make sure you go and listen to that if you haven't yet, or if you want a refresher. So there are 3 pillars to the Build Your Brave framework: clarity, momentum, and accountability. Okay. So we're going to start in clarity with this feeling, this question of, really? Is this it? Right? First, you're going to get really specific about what is and is not enough. Now, I shared with the house, I shared with the relationships, those two really big areas. But I'm going to use the couch as the example because it's nice and specific. Ready? So, what is not enough with my old couch? Well, my kids have grown. We can't all fit. So we end up in this awkward, different people sitting different places. The kids are only going to get bigger. And we want to sprawl out. We want to feel comfortable. So what is not enough? It's too small. What is not enough? We have family members who need specific support for their body, and that couch couldn't give it to us anymore. What was not enough? The color. Oh my goodness, the color. What was I thinking 7 years ago? What a bizarre choice. And what is enough, right? What is enough is the level of cushion that we would cushion in, but there was also, it would give, but not too much. Right? It was a wonderful height, and it was a length that fit the room. So this is how you're going to start when you start asking yourself, really? Is this it? You're going to ask yourself, what is not enough and what is enough? Because you don't want to revolutionize your career, your responsibilities, your relationships, your couch, and just kip out everything that is actually enough, that which you enjoy. I highly recommend you give yourself a couple of days, maybe even weeks, to get very clear, especially if it's something big like I hate my house and I'm in a lot of unequal relationships. Give yourself luxurious, copious amounts of time and write it down. I love using my whiteboard for this. I love using my little journal for this. And I just keep lists. And I may notice over time that what I think is not enough actually is. And what I think is enough actually isn't. All right. Then I want you at this moment to do something very brave. So you've already been internally brave, and now you're going to be externally brave. I want you to share that. Share that with at least one other person and acknowledge it. Let them know, I'm not looking for your feedback. I'm not looking for your perspective. I'm acknowledging this and I'm sharing it. I'm building the skill of bravery. I'm getting clear on what I need and what I don't accept anymore. All right. Step 2. This is where you go into momentum. You're going to make a plan. And that includes setting a deadline for when you are going to have made this shift. It does not have to be short term, please, especially my little Americans. I love us, the Americans. We are very individualistic in the best and worst ways. And we are also very interested in taking action instantaneously. Slow down. Slow down. I gave myself a year to find a new couch. Took 5 months. I gave myself 2 years for the house, and it took about 18 months. Okay. The unequal relationships, that is still going on. And I started having that breakthrough, that clarity in 2020. Give yourself time, but do set a timeline. Do set a deadline. And then start breaking it down into smaller deadlines. This is just project management. You do this all the time in your job, no matter what your job is. You are setting deadlines, or they're being set for you, and you're breaking it down into small steps. So use this for yourself. And then start taking actions and make sure you're learning. I have an entire episode about how you can never fail because you are always learning. And then make sure you're shifting the actions you're taking based on the additional clarity that will definitely come up. Like at the beginning of my couch, I did not want a modular sofa. I had this experience in the past that modular sofas were uncomfortable. They fell apart, And then I went to somebody's house, and the modular sofas have come very far, very, very far. And with growing kids, And I love hosting people into my house, being able to shift and shape my couch whenever I want to very quickly. Amazing. Amazing. Right? So you want to make sure you're updating your plan and your actions with everything that you learn and every additional piece of clarity. All right. And then the third part. And this part, I put it into the third part because, quite frankly, for the vast majority of my clients, this is where, and for myself, I'll just out myself there. This is where the vast majority of work needs to happen. Because we're really good. We've all been trained. And Europeans, I'm talking to you. My Asian, beautiful clients, I am talking to you. Okay. Africans, yes. South Americans, yes. All of us. We've all been trained to act from the earliest times. And part of that is because we are animals. Animals take action, right? And your accountability, who you are, who you wish to become, this is where most of us do not spend enough time. So I want you to really focus as you're looking around and saying, really, is this it? And you're answering that with, actually, I'd like something else, without shame, without guilt, without blame. As you're headed towards that next level of contentment, focus on that 2%. That 2% shift. Focus on it with some grace, some empathy, some compassion. Give yourself the ease of making the 2% shift. The sustainable, consistent, and also loving shift. Stay on your mindset design. I have episodes about that. And becoming ever more this new person. Knowing that you may very well reach that goal, hit that dream, become that woman, and realize this is amazing. This is incredible. And then a little bit down the road, or maybe a lot down the road, begin to feel again, really? Is this it? And when you can allow yourself in the accountability to, with 2% grace, 2% shifts, 2% more bravery, always be crafting a life with less stress and less work, more life and more income, then you'll know that a permanent feeling of acceptable dissatisfaction is utterly unacceptable. And that right there, that's brave. Before you go, you can deepen and expand what you're experiencing here on the Celebrate Brave podcast by working directly with me through bespoke, results-oriented one-on-one coaching that is rooted in my proven Build Your Brave framework. As of the last client survey completed in Q1 2023, 75% of my clients from the past 2 years report they reached their unique goal. 100% of my clients, yes, 100%, report they stress less as a result of working with me. 56% report working less, and 43% report earning more. You learn how to spend less time ruminating and stressing yourself out by getting clearer and calmer within a mindset approach that is simple, effective, and specific to you. Then we work together to end the habit of overworking and overproducing by crafting a plan of momentum specific to your goals and strengths. I support you as you execute your plan, including the skills and knowledge necessary to succeed in your own accountability. And finally, you step away from the all too common pattern of under-earning and make the shifts towards being well paid in your industry. using the clarity and momentum to ensure you become the woman you want to be at work and in your life for real. Go to tricksteinbach.com to learn more and schedule your free, no obligation consultation. Link in the show notes. You can stress and work less while you earn and live more by building the skill of bravery. Talk soon.